We started Christian Connection back in about 1999-2000, so we're one of the old people of the dating industry. Originally, I just thought it was a good place to start, that there were clearly lots of Christians like myself who could only really meet other Christians in church. And what about all the other Christians in all the other churches? So it was a very simple idea, and we launched a Christian festival. Obviously the technology then was nothing like what it is now. There was much less technology, there was much less knowledge, but we got going and we took off really quickly because there was a need, because people really wanted the service that we had, and there were couples meeting actually very, very quickly. So we have about 30,000 active users at a given time. That's people who are regularly using the site. Now that sounds very little if you talk about the massive figures that some of the other dating sites talk about. But I think the difference with Christian Connection is that our members are very loyal. They come back year after year. They are committed to the site, and actually probably as a site we're just as busy, if not more, than some of the sites that appear to have a lot more people on them. From the very start we really wanted to focus on quality, because we recognised that there were lots of people out there that were going to be much bigger, there'd be American competition, and we just wanted to give people a very good reason to come to our site. I think it's also true to say that Christians are very clear and quite demanding on what they want. You know, they are not going to tolerate sort of shoddy service or things that are unethical. So I think they've really kept us on our toes, and we've really tried to stay close to that community. Actually, I think the story is still the same as it always was. Younger people don't want to pay for things, they prefer to have the advertising, and as people get a bit older, a bit more serious, they want to pay for a product. So I don't really believe that anything fundamental is going to change, and that those words could come back to haunt me, but let's see. I've been in this business for 15 years, and every year I've been to some conference or another. Several years ago we were all set to change ourselves into a social network site. Thank goodness we didn't, because there's always this attitude that around the corner everything's going to change, the business is going to collapse. I've always lived in the view that, you know, maybe tomorrow won't be there for the dating site, but I have found that actually people are still using dating sites, and I do believe that apps, while they will of course become increasingly popular, they're going to be subject to the same pressures. People will get fed up with certain things that are happening on apps, and they will be looking for things like trust and reliability and actually meeting real people. And so I believe that if we continue to do what we're doing well and really keeping up with things, then I would say we have a long-term future. We have become increasingly adapted to all kinds of mobile platforms, and more of our members are using that. Having said that, we get quite a lot of older members who probably still use the laptop, and some may even use the desktop. So we've got a wide variety, but we are very, very focused on ensuring that people can use us on every platform, and that's what they do. In the last couple of years, we moved from being christianconnection.co.uk to christianconnection.com, and that has really managed to make our opportunity for international expansion much, much easier. So we've been in Australia for a very long time. That is still growing. Probably had a very good year there. We're also in other parts of the world. We are a little bit in America as well. So I think we're sort of pushing at the doors really and seeing what's possible. We don't want to compromise what we do in the UK, but we do believe that it's possible to export the model that we have internationally.